Back to the Father and Son News Show here on RadioOnFire.com. Diamond K in here alongside my father. How you doing, Dad?
Hey, good.
Fall is coming. I guess it's still got a couple more weeks of summer.
Well, you know the cliche is fall's in the air, but it's 90 today. So, but it'll be here.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
Do you subscribe to global warming, and climate, and all that kind of stuff? Do you think that stuff that man has done to the earth has affected the weather?
Well, I mean, it's some validity, you know. And we were just talking about, your lane. That's not my lane to talk too deep about. But I do believe, no question.
Yeah. So you definitely can see the results of something.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to some some people my age, and we were talking how back in the day, end of August, we needed to get a coat, a jacket to wear to school. Mm-hmm. Because that first, second week of school, you were going to need a jacket on, and it would get a little cooler. Not the case now.
Yeah,
I don't think they need to think about jackets till mid-October.
Yeah. Well, in Detroit, we used to go back to school. It definitely in the end of August it got cool anyway. In Maryland it stayed warmer from my perspective. But but and all these hurricanes and storms, you can see something's happening.
Yeah. And this is the season for tropical storms and the such. Of course, the Hurricane Dorian, really doing a number on the Bahamas.
That's horrible.
You saw that?
Yeah, unbelievable.
As of this broadcast now, I think they had 7 deaths. Mm-hmm. And one of the airports was underwater.
Yeah.
Like the runway, they couldn't land planes on this particular thing. There was a photo of a boat and some water. I'm like, okay, what is this? Okay, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, but that was a runway and a boat. You know what I mean? It was really, just devastating for the people there. And they said that I was listening to the Prime Minister of the Bahamas talk, and he said that they had pretty high standards for their building codes there, and that the structures could take up to 150-mile-an-hour winds.
That's surprising to hear.
They didn't know that they were going to get 180 to a 200-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
So they're going to redo their codes and build stronger. So he said that the people there are strong and they don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, most of the people who built homes off the edge of the water in the Bahamas were white people, rich white folks. The people who are native to the Bahamas, they up on the hill.
Oh, right, we learned the hard way.
They know that,
we
right.
know this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he sounded like a native listening to him talk, and so that was interesting. Did you catch any of Trump talking about Alabama needed to be braced for the storm? Mm-hmm. And so he's having this back and forth with the National Weather Service, because they're saying, residents of Alabama don't need to worry about the storm. The storm's not coming there, and they highlight the places. And so he's saying that they needed to be, and so he just refused to accept that he misspoke.
The president thinks he knows everything.
More than the generals.
Yes, more than anybody.
More than the meteorologists.
Anybody. And that's why he said that he likes the uneducated for his electorate. And so they believe him. They believe that he. We're supposed to have a guest here today, and he couldn't come on. But he's a staunch Republican, and he believes.
And he's not a never Trumper. He's a He's a MAGA hat wearing person.
Oh yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. He's I mean, he believes everything that the president says. Unbelievable.
I saw one of the broadcasters on Fox News say that Trump has not lied to the people about anything, and the guest was, I mean, come on, nothing. And so he started naming some things, and no, it's not. He, with a straight face, this is a supposedly educated person saying in the camera, serious, Trump has not lied about anything. Like, he believes everything that he has said to be the truth. And so he says that he speaks, hyperbolically and he trumps things up, pardon the pun, a little bit, but no lies. He just, it goes over braggadocious, but that's all he would give. That's it. And he still has that 80% support among Republicans. If you take the polls, right? Do you think that that's going to make any bit of a difference when it's all said and done?
Do I think what's going to make any difference?
The fact that he has such broad support amongst the Republicans.
Well, I mean,
allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's going to be it's going to be a tight race. I mean, I'm not sure that he's not going to lose. I got, he has the kind of support that will bring them out in the rain and the storm.
So they would stand in the.
They're going to stand in the line. Yeah. We don't. The Democrats don't have a candidate that I know.
So you think we need a candidate like that?
Or we need a sunny day, we need a nice November day, And,
so you're saying that even with all that we've experienced with Donald Trump as independents and Democrats and Republicans, if it's a bad weather day, some people just want to stay home.
Yeah.
Even with Trump in office.
Yeah. You gotta have a person who can. I mean, Obama could bring people out, rain, sleet,
right,
snow,
right,
and Trump can bring his base out. Elizabeth Warren can't. She's not gonna be able to bring. Elizabeth Warren doesn't have it. I don't know who has it, but and they still have time. We still got time.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, tonight, right? none of those people that's in. None of the Democrats can do that. If we're looking at this crop, they got 10 that are going to make the debates on the 12th. And in October, there are going to be 2 debates. They've loosened up the requirements to enter the debate that's going to be in October. So while we thought we were narrowing the field down to 10, in October, it's going to go back up higher because they've loosened up. Because the people complained so much they couldn't get in the debates this week, or next week rather. They've loosened things up. So just when we thought that the field was narrowing down, it's going to expand again in October. But I said all that to say, at this point, it's going to be hard to think back. But at this point, you had Obama, Edwards, Hillary, right? Was Obama exciting? Did we see that Obama was going to excite people and have them out in the rain? I don't know if we could see that at this point.
Not really. Not at this point.
This was around the Reverend Wright controversy time.
Right. And I remember people here, radio personnel here in Baltimore who were supporting Hillary regardless of anything.
Can you name them?
Yeah, Larry Young.
He was supporting Hillary over President Obama?
Yeah. I remember whispering in Larry's ear. I said, how is this possible? But he finally came around.
Yeah, well, he had no choice.
Yeah.
He waited until the last.
Yeah, but he was Hillary all the way, 100%.
Because he probably did not think that President Obama could win.
Yeah, right.
And she was familiar.
And he had been always, a Clinton supporter from, Bill Clinton. And this guy came out of nowhere. But you're right. I mean, at that early point, nobody they liked Obama, but they didn't know that he could even win,
Right.
and they didn't know that
Right.
we're gonna be standing out in the rain for him, and
Right.
all those things. So
Yeah. And so if you think back to that election, that was a cold day.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember being cold?
I remember the inaugural address was.
Well,
cold.
yeah. That was. Oh, yeah. That was.
It was 3 degrees, 0. But I don't remember.
It was cold. But regardless, people stood outside for a long time to vote.
Oh, yeah, they were gonna go. They were gonna vote. They were gonna vote.
So you don't think that people have it? It's not about getting that person out of office as much as it is that candidate to excite them.
Yeah, you got to have that charisma. You got to have that oomph.
Yeah.
You got to have that
The it factor.
That it factor. And maybe a couple of these guys do have it. Hopefully they do.
Yeah. Or girls.
Or girl. I hope that Harris. I mean, one debate can flip a person. One debate can bring them out.
But I think if anybody has it, it would be her. Mm-hmm. Because you got to have a certain type of personality to do it. You have to have charisma. Mm-hmm. And that's charisma in this because people don't want to accept it. But it is a popularity contest.
It is. I mean, people vote and like Trump because he's entertaining. He's entertaining. They like what he's saying. They think that he's got balls. He's courageous. That's my man.
Yeah.
And the same way we were feeling about Obama. That's my man. And so they like him. And you're right. You got to have those factors.
Now I've asked you this before, but 2008 Obama, 2020 Trump, head to head. Did Obama have the right mix of personality, likability, communication skills to be able to defeat someone like a Trump?
Yeah, I think so. Because listen, the bottom line is Hillary got more votes than anybody in American history.
Right.
And in that same situation, Obama would have gotten more. And he would have gotten it in those key states. He would have got those in those key states.
Yeah. I mean, he did it before.
Yeah.
He did it before. You hinted at it last week and in previous shows that now Trump has a record to point to. Mm-hmm. See, before it was the unknown. Give him a chance. Like we talked about Dave Chappelle. Give him a chance. Let's see what he's gonna do. Mm-hmm. A lot of people looked at his business acumen or lack thereof and said, well, he's a businessman. He's successful. Maybe he's going to do the same thing for the country. And they were optimistic.
But they goddamn right he going to do the same thing for the country.
He did the same thing that he did.
Bankrupt them. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
guy lost all his money. He lost money at the casinos. He lost money at his airlines. He lost money with his stakes. They sued him for his school, Trump University. You know what I mean? Even his foundation. Yeah. His foundation.
The nonprofit?
Nonprofit
Right.
foundation.
Sorry.
They had sued him for that.
Yeah.
And said their family was using it for a checkbook.
Right.
And I say it almost every week about Rick Wilson's book. Everything Trump touches dies. That's a hell of a title, man. And it's an accurate title because it's true. I mean, listen, I just saw a friend of mine, Michael Cady, on here. And I hadn't seen him in 40 years. In
person, you had.
Yeah, and I see Darlene. But this is a guy who would bankrupt this country if he stays in. Bankrupt. Just like he bankrupt his daddy's business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He will.
Yeah. And there was the other people saying, and even, I'm going to say, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought that, you know how you have somebody and maybe they mess up, and then but you put them on a platform, and they kind of straighten up a little bit because you gave them some authority. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. you don't have to say anything if you don't want. But Nikki used to be a teacher. Did you know that?
No.
Used to be a teacher.
No.
You had students that maybe were cutting up in class, and you come to the front and explain this problem to us or something to that effect. And sometimes they may, with that little bit of authority, kind of straighten up and wouldn't be as disruptive. They weren't probably being challenged enough. Or when you gave them that opportunity, did they react differently sometimes?
Sometimes, yes.
Right. So I thought that, yes, I am intentionally comparing Trump to a child. But I thought that maybe he would rise to the occasion slightly and have some sense of honor, some sense of patriotism, some sense of respect for his own family. You know, just the family, you know, you're making your family look bad.
The family name.
Yeah, just something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I say no, he's literally the same. The same way that he was.
Yeah.
He hadn't changed not one thing.
But he tells people that he said, I'm the same as I was when I was 8 years old. He tells people that. He's what we call a recalcitrant. You know, a child, he's just a bad child. They get spankings and don't,
right.
I mean, he's a bad boy, okay?
Yeah.
And he's a boy, you know?
Right.
And listen, if your daddy had given you, if I had given you $400 million and $1 billion worth of contacts, you'd be on top of the world too. I mean,
I'd be the president as well, though.
I mean, $400 million, and then $1 billion worth of contacts. You got this is giving you talk about a silver spoon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but and I probably wouldn't want to be the president actually because you can make more money not being the president with that type of a head start. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just that being a president is a hassle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You could do more behind the scenes, wheeling and dealing than being president. But he's trying to have it both ways. He's trying to make up for all the money he lost.
Yeah, he's trying to get it back. And believe me, he's gonna get quite a bit of it back.
He's gotten quite a bit of it back.
Yeah, he's gonna get quite a bit. And it's just amazing how the American people are not in uproar. And
we're not in an uproar because, you know, every year we get 2 hurricanes. Every 2 months we get 2 bad mass shootings. Every other week they hear about the opioid crisis. Like there's so many things that they're hearing over and over and over again that it's just it diminishes the impact because it's just over and over and over again. You know what I mean? That's what I think America is. That's what they're facing right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's what they're facing right now. So, I don't know. I don't think that in addition to that, because no one else is in an uproar, you know, the other politicians are not in an uproar. Mm-hmm. When President Obama was in office, the Republicans were in uproars about things that weren't even that heavy, but they were in uproar, and it created a sense of urgency. The Democrats lack the ability to create this sense of urgency, and the things that they get in an uproar about. I mean, I don't want to seem insensitive, but the things that they get in an uproar about are not that heavy to me, right? They don't resonate with me.
Who you talking about, the Republicans?
The Democrats. The things that they do, they got here's what they've been in uproar about since President Trump's been in office. They've been in uproar about children being ripped away from their families. They were in an uproar about that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, they've been in an uproar about the conditions that migrants were kept in, right? They've been in an uproar about that. They were in an uproar about potentially losing the health care. That resonated with me. And in part because I have worked closely in the healthcare field. Mm-hmm. I think prior to me having any type of dealings in the healthcare field, it didn't resonate with me that it would not have. Mm-hmm. But the migrant, the wall, all of these things, they don't affect the average American's life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not going to be out picketing about or really changing my daily habits because some migrants are being mistreated or however they're being treated at the border in Texas, Arizona, wherever.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what?
When the inner cities are a mess.
Okay, here's the point. To me, when you see a president demeaning a race of people, like he's done with the Mexicans and the
Mexicans from Mexico,
you know,
okay, I just want to make sure.
And here's the point: they're going to come for you next.
No, I disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard you say that before.
Yeah,
I understand that philosophy,
yeah,
except for the fact, been there, done that. Our time already happened. You know what I mean? So it's steadily moving. It's a progressive thing. You're trying to say that it's going to be a cycle. It's going to go around a cycle. Black people have. I don't care what happens at the border. They have not Mexican. There's no Mexican that you can trot out here that's had it worse than black people. I ain't see. You know what I mean? So whatever happened at the border, they don't have no blankets. The toilet system was messed up. We can go back not even 50 years ago and see some real mistreatment. Yeah. The Mexican stuff, I mean, okay, it's messed up, but it just doesn't move me.
Yeah, but and you saying it like, yeah, it's okay. Now, when it happens to us again, and it will.
What happens to us again?
If this man gets in the office again in 2020,
yeah,
they're going to be coming after these cities. And
doing what after the cities?
You are going to find white people. I'm telling you, white people shooting. You don't think so, but they're going to be shooting. It's going to be all.
You sound like Meghan McCain.
The war is going to be. Let me tell you, there's going to be a war going on. And
why would there be?
Why?
What you're saying, it would only be, to me, that would only happen if he didn't get in, and they would be upset. How do you, if you got your guy back in office, what are they upset about? Our guy's back in office. We're mad. Like, what are the people that would be acting like this are the people who are Trump supporters?
Let me tell you something. The people who are his supporters don't like you and me at all.
And I don't like them either.
Okay. And they taking it step by step. First the Mexicans, and then
these are the uneducated ones you're talking about.
And educated. I'm just saying that was his words.
But I think that it applied. It applied.
Yeah, but you know,
some people live in Montana are going to come to Baltimore, are going to come to Chicago and try to do something. No. The people in the Midwest, we're going to Atlanta, wreck some stuff up. If this, how's it? Give me the visual of how this is going to happen.
Okay, let me tell you. Just as he said about Baltimore. All he said was a few words. He said Baltimore is trash, a lot of
the wire. Okay. This is home of the wire.
And then this goofy mayor that you have here said, "Well, you right, Mr. President. Our city is a dump. I mean,
come help us.
Yeah, come help us. They sent white people in here to clean up the city. Yeah. Let me tell you that it's going to be worse than you have ever seen in our lifetime if this man gets back in office.
I hope that you're wrong. And my thing is that I don't see the catalyst for that. I mean, when you say worse,
listen. You say I don't see the catalyst. What was the catalyst for him saying that those 5 men in New York City who were found innocent? He took out a full-page ad in the New York Times saying they need to be hung, they need to be put in jail, and they were found innocent. What was the catalyst for that?
It kind of goes back, and that was years ago, but it kind of goes back to what you were saying about the desensitizing. I think that he says so much stuff that it used to be shocking. Now it's not even shocking. And more time goes by, he's going to say crazy things, and it's going to be 5 minutes, and then the news cycle's going to bump it down your news feed.
What did he make up that lie about Obama? And said that he was a citizen.
Yeah.
What was that for?
That was to gain attention, to get people talking about him.
Exactly.
But now he's got that, and he doesn't need to do that. He's got the office. I think if he gets back in, he'll just cruise through and continue the corruption. But there's no need to yell and scream. No. If this happens, he won't go to jail for anything.
No, but see, this is bigger than that. Because see, the rest of the world, Canada, England, France, Germany, all of them see what's going on. That this is a divided country and it's going to fall. Everybody in the world, this has been the strongest nation in the world. And they have not found a way to bring it down. Khrushchev said, 58.
We're talking about Nikita Khrushchev.
Nikita Khrushchev said in 1958 when he came here. He said, Russia, we're not going to have to use bombs to bring down America. America is going to fall from within.
Yeah, and it is. And when he came here, well, this is said by the premier of a nation that fell. This is when they were strong and cocky. He said that because he was looking at the racial divide.
Everybody sees
the civil rights movement was going on. Exactly. However, we did not crumble from that.
We're crumbling now. He didn't say he's gonna be in 15 minutes. He's gonna crumble. It's crumbling now. Okay, and it's gonna get worse.
So 20, 30 years after he made that statement, his country fell.
Right.
So what does he know?
And what does he know?
Yeah, what does he know?
But he's right. You can't.
How's he right?
Do you see a divide in this country?
He was right. He was right. I'm asking you, right statement, wrong country.
Do you see a divide in this country?
There's been a divide in this country.
It's getting.
What is the divide? What is the divide in the country, though?
What is the divide in the country? Race?
No.
Yes.
Haves and have-nots. That's your show, right? And that's the divide.
No.
Haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
the lady that was sitting out front, outside of the studio, is she still sitting out there on the steps over there?
That pretty white lady.
She was not pretty. But what I'm saying is that she represents the have-nots, the average poor white person.
Let me ask you this: What you remember what?
And there's black people just like that. It's the haves and the have-nots.
You remember what Chris Rock said when he was
about the elevator?
No, when he said
big piece of chicken.
No, he said I'm a rich black man.
Yes. The one-legged busboy wouldn't trade places with me. He wouldn't trade
places with me because he knows the privilege that they have. That lady, listen, I have no respect for a poor white man because he ain't got no business being poor.
But you got dumb. You have dumb.
Your friend, your family prints the money. Those your people print the money, make the money, run the country.
Yeah,
man, please. But listen, I'm 70. I done seen it. I got grandkids. I got children. I just, it's just gonna be a sad day because we're not aware of that. There's a war going on.
There's always a war. There's always a war going on. There's always a battle to fight. There's always things to learn. And at the end of the day, it comes down to how much is somebody willing to risk to get what they think that they want. And what it comes down to now, people back in 58 and when you were a kid, they were willing to risk more because the punishments were more. The risk was more. The physical risk was more in the favor of them doing whatever they wanted to do to black people, to whoever, and too much was going to happen to them. Black people were in a different place mentally then than they are now.
Yeah,
I think so. And I'm not saying that it's good. I'm just saying we wouldn't just allow some of the things to happen that happened back in the day. We're more bold, and I think that they are less bold. White people are less bold now than it used to be, and I think black people are more bold. And I think that there is a fear factor. I think there's a, you're always going to have different things that happen, isolated incidents. But we're not going to have no white people coming in Chicago or Baltimore or Atlanta and just having some, we kicking the black people around. That ain't gonna happen. Not in 2020 or 19. It ain't happening in 18. If it was gonna happen, it would happen when President Obama was in office. We got a black, and there was some people that was mad. There was some white people that was mad on some ranch somewhere with no teeth. But they ain't do nothing about it.
You see the shootings that are going on now.
It's always gonna be shootings.
No, okay, but it's going to intensify, and it's going to start coming into these cities directly.
Yeah, but that's gonna be us continuing to kill us. No. There ain't gonna be no white people that ain't from around here going over Harford Road talking about I'm taking out black people.
You know what that sound like to me? That sound like
why did it happen?
That sound like I could have saved a whole lot of slaves if I could have convinced them they were slaves.
Oh no, I think they knew.
Yeah,
exactly. They knew. But this has been a very interesting discussion, spirited, completely opposite from last week. We had no jokes this week. We didn't have no jokes this week. We just had an intense discussion. But I definitely hope that I'm right and you're wrong on this one. You do too. Yeah. You hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope he don't get in, first of all. But listen, it's going to be problems whether he win or lose.
Correct. And I think the problem is actually worse. I think that the different things that you're talking about is more probable to happen if he loses, because he's going to be talking about I got screwed, I got robbed, He's going to be stoking those flames, which could lead to problems. But if he wins, it's going to be the nah, I did it. You know what I mean? It's going to be that. They're going to be happy. They're not going to be mad.
No, they
he loses, they're going to be mad.
No, they're going to be happy, and they're going to do with their agenda. They got an agenda. They ain't just getting in just to be getting in. They have an agenda.
Trump has no agenda other than to make money.
Trump's agenda is
you think he's trying to empower white people? You think he's trying to empower white people?
Donald Trump is a puppet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's got other people who are maneuvering. You know what I mean?
Now you're saying that their goals.
Yeah, they got an agenda.
I agree with that.
That's to take over. Yeah.
He has no agenda other than to make money. He is a puppet. Right. We agree. All right, so we'll be back next week. As I said, the third.
You got me fired up, y'all.
The third Democratic debate will take place on September the 12th. We will have coverage of that. I'm excited to see these 10, but I'm disappointed at the same time that the DNC is buckling to the pressure and going to allow more of the other did not make it, almost coulda, woulda, shouldas to get back in some kind of way. So we're going to see more of them. But I'm excited because I do think that the 10 now, one of those 10 is going to be the finalist against Trump. One of those 10.
No question about that.
We know that. Ain't the people that's on the outside is one of those 10.
Right.
So we'll be back. If you missed any episodes of the show, radioonfire.com/father and son. And we'll be back on our regular day, Tuesday. Next week. All right. Thank you, Dad.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yes.